I'm ready to do things.
Are you?
No. But I like to pretend.
Can I get equipment that gives me a 10% chance of casting hidden bleeds on a hit?
No.
I want something that gives me a wish every day.
Okay, well, there's a wizard over there. I just ask him, and he'll do what he can.
Yeah, just get him to cast Meteor, and you can wish upon it.
See?
That wouldn't be too expensive. Once a day 9 level spell, then you build in the material component cost into the item.
I mean, starting on day 51, everything's turning up you.
Soviet Russia, Meteor wishes on you.
And then crashes into you.
And then you don't care. You get out of car, you keep walking. So what is Meteor?
It's why it's hated by vegans. So, when last we were convened, you lot had just crash-landed from the plane of what appeared to be the elemental plane of air into this rather dark, like pitch black because there's no source of light except the ones you're wearing, chamber, a sort of cave, smooth of walls and ceiling and no apparent exit. The rounded floor keeps giving you guys a bit of pause, simply because it's sloped and smooth underneath your feet, but otherwise there doesn't seem to be any real features to the stone, which is red, and quite porous to the touch. The transit stone is sitting at the bottom of the depression and is sort of steaming gently. And it seems to have started its countdown for its next transit. You can just see the white rings starting to emerge from the edges.
I got no desire to stay here, so ready when you lot are.
We have to wait for it.
No. It's getting going, so just be close.
Yeah, speaking of, everyone, come into contact with each other for a moment, please.
Alright.
I will land on Shee's shoulder.
That's where we sing Kumbaya, because I only know the first part of that.
By all rights, that song shouldn't exist. My mind's exploding.
This is where Fulton casts status, because getting lost like that again is bad. At least one person can find everyone now.
Good point. And tying oneself to this thing does not help in any way, shape, or form.
If a Lockrock is your angel, I think you have problems.
Yeah,
you
might have
know
problems.
you want to kill them all.
Oh wait, no, this isn't a case of devil angel. This is a case of lawful stupid and lawful stupid. Just one of them's evil, one of them's good, but they're both lawfully
Please, like a Lockerrock's lawful.
stupid. Fine, chaotic stupid and lawful stupid. What do you
If
want
you
from
can
me?
point out any way my character's been lawful stupid, you go ahead.
He killed an old man for no reason except the lulz.
That's evil, not lawful.
Well, yeah,
and that's not stupid unless you get caught.
he almost did. Okay, how about going alone into that guy's mansion and getting killed?
Anyways, you guys convene down at the bottom. You pass out the status, and you think you've got. If that gem takes as long to transit this time as it did the last time, you think you might have about 2 hours to sit around here.
Not sure about the oxygen situation, so I'll not smoke.
Yeah, looking around.
Yeah, we'd run out of diamond dust anyway.
Yeah.
Her.
It's actually a fairly big chamber. It's ovoid, not spherical. But no, you being a dwarf, you know that this much room, assuming that this all started as nice clean air, you've got enough in here for 10 people to last a day without much exertion.
Alright, no trouble. And still shouldn't smoke, just in case, but
Yeah.
because I don't know how long it's actually been since that, so yeah, depending.
I'm
Given-
getting the slightest bit cold. I should start a fire.
Given that we don't
I have
know...
heat stones. They make heat with no, burning ashes. So
Given that we don't know where we are, we should probably make sure this place isn't going to suddenly become hostile.
well, welcome to not knowing where we are. The series.
Welcome to the skill knowledge planes.
I'm pretty
I
sure
rolled
we're inside
badly,
of an
but that
egg.
should be good.
I'll roll 2.
Like 50% sure we're inside of an egg.
I rolled a 4, but I have a plus 33 to it. So
My thing is stuff on the material plane, not on not material planes. So I got nothing.
Do you have any research material, or do you have any spells that you could use to help determine, that you could experiment with your environment and help determine its exact properties?
Well, I can do planar adaptation. Just see what happens.
let me find a level 1 spell I can burn. Need to
I
pull
can
up my-
create water and we see what happens to it.
Likewise for light, actually. Might be worth.
Well, this is one of the reasons I keep level 1 slots unused.
I try to make sure I have 2 empty spell slots of every level if I can, besides my highest ones.
Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, as far as what evidence you can use for this determination, right now you're restricted to the red is kind of rock. You could lick it and find out whether or not you get heavy metal poisoning because it turns out it's bauxite, but...
Let's not do that.
I didn't put it in here, but hold on. I'm gonna try something.
Also, could I get a reminder of everyone's senses? I know you've all got dark vision.
I have dark vision 120, dragon vision, blind sense, and constantly see invisibility.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw that at the rock, see what I can determine.
Yeah,
Sure.
from my spectral shroud, I've also got see invisibility.
I've got dark vision.
I've got dark vision and constant death watch.
Right, what's the range on Death
Fancy
Watch?
Very short,
Probably 30 foot?
probably.
Oh, we're all
check.
in range.
Okay, I'm gonna fly up
Actually,
a
would
bit.
that let me see Lindal?
Death watch.
Death Watch
Oh.
would make you aware of his location, being that
But
he's
yeah,
living.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if he was in my field of view, I'd know, oh, he is in my field of view.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 30-foot cone.
There you go then.
Okay, I'm going to fly up a bit. Deliberately let my flying stop and cast Feather Fall on myself and see how gravity affects me.
Sure.
He does. Did my no geology give me anything about the rock besides it is rock?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
You
It's
take
made
out,
of mercury.
Damn.
you
Freddie
take out
Mercury?
a small tool bag and chip experimentally at the rock, and it fragments away, and you roll it between your fingers. And you'd swear that it's rock, but it feels too soft and grainy for actually being as smooth as it looks. Like it should be loose shale, not a smooth sphere.
So this is deliberately constructed, or reality doesn't work the same here?
Yes.
What are the
Lindal, you float up to the middle of the chamber and let yourself cease flying, and before you've even cast Featherfall, you notice that you're not actually moving in any particular direction.
Oh, great. This place doesn't have gravity either. Yeah, fuck this realm.
Well, you guys are sticking to the floor, so this place probably has selective gravity.
You look down at them to tell them this, and you begin sort of gravitating in that direction.
Well, I was able to figure out where we were last time, and with that new information, I will try to piece together where we might be now.
Garazin,
Better roll.
Garazin contributes the oddity of the stone, and, let's see here. I don't suppose any of you are detecting magic as part of this experiment, are you?
Not with that egg around.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Poor decisions.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm just testing it as a dwarf would test it, mundanely. Trying to reckon, like, what is the closest version of this we have in the material plane, and how doth one handle that?
Lindal, you, based on the evidence so far, you're actually fairly sure that this is either deliberately designed to be a demi-plane that's just empty red stone, or it's a real plane, a foul plane in the firmament. Nevertheless, the gem still seems to be charging for a transit, so you must not be where it wants to take you. Y'all are just contemplating breaking out a deck of cards when you hear a soft sort of tapping coming from the walls somewhere.
Perception to locate the tapping.
Ditto.
Or I could just roll a 3, that's cool.
I could roll a 1, yeah.
Alright, well, let's get the cards out.
It's a kind of tapping, scratching, as though there's something digging through the stone, something small.
Well, hey, we got the early 1 out of the way.
You think your Hlosterin could try and determine where that's coming from, just doing a flyby around the walls?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the least likely to be noticed by things with senses.
Also, I forgot to mention he actually does have blind sense on top of dark vision.
Okay, what's the range on it?
I gotta look that up. What is the range on Eidolon blind sense?
Oh, yeah, I have blind sense 60.
Yep.
I wasn't specific.
Ah, thank you.
I have see invisibility, dark vision, and dragon vision 120, and blind sense 60.
Okay.
Yeah, his is only blind sense 30.
Roger that. Checking the term of that.
I just wanted true seeing, but that's a lot more expensive.
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. Alright, so blind sense as opposed to blind sight is basically a little less accurate. You creatures still have total concealment, but you can still localize them.
In game terms, you pinpoint them immediately.
Yep. Yeah, you do not need to make perception checks to notice and locate creatures within range of blind sense. Okay. Presuming it has line of effect. So, does not grant through walls, unless it says specifically otherwise. Okay.
Dang, I need my X-ray blind sense.
No. The solution is just blow up all walls.
After all, they could be mimics.
The scratching and the scratching and chipping gets a little bit louder before you guys notice some dust sort of falling away from a patch of what you originally designated the ceiling of this chamber. And, well, actually, that does seem to you look down at the orb again. It's definitely sitting on the ground, so there must be some native gravity of some sort, even if it's selectively controllable. Anyway, on the roof surface relative to the orb sitting on the floor...
Can I interrupt?
Yep.
After the whole looking down at the orb thing, I'm gonna make sure that it stays on that piece of wall ground.
Okay.
By just holding it there, so it doesn't go suddenly flying upwards. Because the phrase selectively controllable kind of had me thinking there.
Gotcha. A bit of dust begins falling from the apparent ceiling, and it seems to have made a small hole for something about the size of a garter snake starts poking through and looking about. It looks like a smooth, formless tentacle has poked its way in through the ceiling.
Oh no, all my nightmares are about to come true.
And it points at you guys, seemingly noticing you with its complete absence of visible sensory organs, and the tip peels back, revealing a horrible red eye.
I pop around into my gun.
Everyone blinks, including the eye.
You want me to shoot it, or does it want an opinion?
If only we had a beholder so we could have 50 more things blinking.
Heh.
Don't rule it out.
Well, Pathfinder doesn't have them, so I can.
Does anyone know what the eye speaks? Because assuming it speaks.
I'm gonna, planes again, just to see if I recognize any idea.
Well, all my knowledges are the same, so whatever knowledge is relevant to this creature.
Roger that. There's nothing really well signifying about that pseudopod with an eye on the end, whether it's wildlife or whatever. But then you start getting a bit new information, because this voice starts impinging in on the edges of everyone's senses. It starts as a whisper in some unknown language, and slowly takes form as speech. Ah, our guests have arrived. Hello. Please don't be afraid. It's only natural, but not necessary.
Hello.
Morning to you, or evening, or whatever.
None of those apply here.
Shame. I do enjoy a good morning breakfast. What are you and what do you want?
More importantly, how do you know when to eat pancakes and when to eat steak?
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Fulton is going to sigh heavily.
Facepalm.
Hey, I gotta act out of character sometimes.
I was hoping that we could have a little talk before you move on your little trip.
We're talking, ain't we? Or whatever this is.
I wonder if any of you have yet surmised what your final destination is.
I presumed hell. Anyone else got any thoughts?
The boneyard? If not there.
Our guesses are Hell and the Boneyard. Any of those?
I
Oh,
forget,
this.
I forget the name, but that moon that orbits the Boneyard.
Oh,
Hmm.
I don't think your means of transit will take you either of those places anytime soon. And, you good news, you're not either of those places now.
Where are we then?
I'm afraid you're in a little space that I've kindly arranged for you to stay until you're ready to leave again. I have inserted myself on your little tour. I hope you don't mind.
Since there's no way for you to ask beforehand, I don't mind too much, but I'm curious about your reasonings behind that. I'm sure you have an excellent reason, but we'd like to hear it.
I have excellent reasons. Forgive me for not being very subtle, but I understand that certain of your planemates have been responsible for things that have brought me much joy lately.
Unfortunately, there's a rather large population where we come from, so you're gonna have to narrow it down.
Oh, it doesn't get much narrower than just a handful of wonderful individuals who destroyed Jublex.
Well, that lot? Yeah, I heard about that.
They've actually been missing.
Ah, what a shame. I had hoped that they might be the most competent available to be sent on this little tour.
Did you want to thank them or something? There's plenty of folk who didn't like Jublex. So I understand.
Oh, personally, his passing has been of great joy to my people.
Who are those people?
I'm not 100% sure we want the answer to that, but let's have it.
My name is Ayathavus.
Oh. Nice to meet you, says the oblivious dwarf.
Yeah, given that specific name, Lindahl, you may proceed to crap your pants as you remember the lore section and ecology section from this article.
Oh god, why?
And MapTool just froze on me.
Why?
Fitting, actually.
Yeah, very fitting.
And Wombat Kid has disconnected. I'll send it in Mumble so you can pick it up while you try to get back in.
So Gorzan has no idea what this thing is besides a tentacle, but everyone else panics.
I will sing you the song of my people. We are screwed. We are screwed. We are so totally screwed.
But he's
be
acting
fair,
all pleasant and polite.
So far, only one person knows.
Yes. Obviously this is out of character because Falta doesn't know anything.
Oh no, we're all some knowledge planes. I don't know what the DC is, but...
We are screwed.
Lindahl just starts chanting, "We are screwed!"
Well, it's only CR20. We can take it.
Shinalar, you too are aware of the nature of this, assuming, of course, that it's not lying. But then again, who would?
Oh, I see what he does. He goes around preventing... Oh, okay, I get it.
It carries on speaking. It brought me such joy when I discovered that mortal kind was that much less mortal.
We can do some, things if we put our minds to it, get the right materials together. Oh, I'm being rude. My name's Gorzin.
I know who you are.
Oh, I was being polite, but alright.
I would
Who are you?
assume
Stroke my beard.
I would assume that were he to allow us to stay here, he would have much more information about us than we do of him.
Hey, hey, it's being polite. He gave us his name, I gave him mine.
I'm landing on the thingy.
Okay. Now, I'm afraid I did not simply interpose myself on you in order to give mortal kind my personal thanks for the work they have done for my people, but I do have a favor to require of you.
Alright, suppose.
To require?
I'm afraid so. You are currently being held here until I have had my satisfaction.
Bloody wonderful.
I'm not sure if any of you have noticed the lock I have on your containment here. It's...
I don't see any chains or any kind of lock. If it's hidden, I haven't sensed it yet. Is it some sort of mechanical, or are you talking magic?
Garaza is entirely grounded in the physical.
Like I should be. Bunch of magic wielding weirdos.
Now is not the time, Gorzin.
I'm aware.
It's only CR 20 and completely horrific. I say we kill it.
Also colossal.
I think I can just squish us with mind fuckery.
Well, it's
But
not
I don't know
that
that.
bad,
He's being polite.
but,
I say we at least listen to what he. Well, he's being as polite as can be expected of an outer thing. It's not from our realm, so let's at least listen to what his request is.
yeah, it's not that bad, but he does have entropic beams.
Let's not start a fight where we don't need one. What is this favor you need from us? I mean, you seem powerful enough to handle things on your own. No offense. Assuming you are keeping us here.
I'm simply planning on keeping you here until your gem attempts to take you away. It looks quite fragile. I've no idea what happens if it would try to leave a region that it cannot. It is quite an energetic little thing, haven't you noticed?
Yeah, it seems to not want to stay anywhere. So what's this favor?
I would simply like you to help maintain the new status. Oh.
There's a new one?
Jubilex is gone, and that's wonderful. And we would like him not to be replaced.
Alright, I'm on board with this so far. What's the catch?
No catch at all.
You just don't want him replaced, that's all.
Yes.
And you want us to prevent that by...
By preventing the man who is, as we speak, attempting to replace him.
Ah, okay, fair enough, yeah. Shoot that fucker in the head. Easy done. Do you know where he is? What he looks like? I mean, we need a little direction. Scouring the multiverse is hard.
Events are already in motion.
You're saying that we're going to run into this person
Yes.
eventually.
Oh, yes.
And we're supposed to handle him. Alright. How will we recognize him?
I have a feeling that we'll recognize anyone trying to replace Jubilex.
You'd think, but you gotta be sure. You might run into him when he's not trying to, you know?
There is a jail. 6 jails, all under the cover of holy flame. And in each of those jails lies a true death, and one of them is empty. You will know it when you see it, and you will see it if I have anything to do with it.
Well, now I'm proper right horrified. Thank you for that.
I'm curious of something.
Well, that's the horrible whatever it is then.
It would appear to be in mortal kind's best interest to keep Jubilex gone.
Dead? Yeah, I'd agree.
Why would you need to ask this of us?
Because it may be in conflict with certain goals of your own.
Our goal is to get rid of a corrupting mental influence that was once controlling a dragon and is now trying to control death, is what I've got the conclusion of. In what way does shooting the guy who wants to be Jubilex not help that?
Maybe if he's also trying to kill the one we want to say.
Well, we could just let him do that part, then shoot him after. I mean, it depends on the sex scenario. I'm assuming he'd be doing it in his own self-interest more so than because it's the right thing to do, but I don't know.
In the interest of gaining your cooperation, I will answer any questions you have about who I'm asking you to murder, so long as you do so under geese.
Alright, I'm the dwarf. I gotta do it. I get up, I stretch. Alright. I'm ready. Do the thing.
You're going to let an outer god... you're going to let a minor demon geese you?
He's a minor demon?
Yeah, it's
That
you.
sounds- That doesn't sound so bad. It's just a minor demon. Yeah, it's that or we get no answers. And I don't think any of you are going to volunteer.
Also,
Well, death is a good thing. I don't plan on trying to stop him.
Also, this is not a demon.
No. Demons are completely different
If
things.
anyone would
Well,
like
you know
to
what I
No,
mean.
but someone just told Gorzan it's a minor demon. He's like, oh, okay, whatever.
if anyone would like to give Gorzan the Cliff's notes of the Clipoth,
If someone would like to explain to Gorzan exactly the level of cliff he's jumping off of, because to his knowledge, he's just jumping off a very small cliff, not the impending doom, crack of doom.
I'm pretty sure I don't actually know anything about these things because they're not demons or devils, and that's mainly what I deal with.
Yes,
They're
only
not
Lindahl
I'm
or
just trying to find a picture of one.
She and Lindahl could inform him, but they have not, so unless they do, he's going to go for it, because to him, it doesn't sound like that bad of an idea. I mean, it's a bad idea, but
Yeah,
there are worse ideas.
I'll give you the one-paragraph history. The Clipoth have endured longer than most other forms of life, perhaps longer than any form of life. Doubtless those that exist today in the deeper parts of the Abyss are different than those that existed before it became infested with demons, who served so well to strip the Abyss of its previous dominant race and turn back the Clipoth tide. But in their varied shapes and shades of their forms, and the tremendous monstrosity of their hunger, the Clipoth endure. They long to reclaim control of the Abyss, to realize revenge against demons, and to extinguish all demonic life. Yet their primary goal is nothing less than the destruction of all mortals. For without mortality, sin itself will die, and the daemon host will starve to death and be no more. Clipoth
And that's
are
what's talking to
chaotic
us?
evil outsiders from the deepest reaches of the Abyss.
Yeah, I
And
wouldn't
that's
let
what's
the
talking
thing
to us
geese
this
you.
whole time, and no one thought to inform me. Till now.
Who would like to claim responsibility for having spoken that to Garazan?
I'll land on his shoulder and whisper into his ear what this thing is.
I sputter a bit and pull at my beard.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't let
crap.
this thing geese you if you can help it.
But he's willing.
Glance over the two, having no idea what this thing is either.
Go inform him. Actually, don't inform him. I'll try and kill it.
He's not lawful stupid.
So speaking of, I have constant detect evil, so I know this thing is evil.
You can only see the tiniest pseudopod of its eye.
Its eye isn't brimming with evil?
No, it's glowing with evil.
Okay. Yeah. Evil.
Evil's dripping onto your face.
Apathos, or I don't know, every pardon, but I have a question. What precisely is this chaos you're speaking about? Is it just an implication of do the job? I hate not knowing what magic does, but I really don't know what magic does.
It is a simple promise that you will carry out the mission that you've agreed to, or else die.
Can we get it in writing? Are you
That's
bound
why he
by
wants to
it?
geese you. Don't do it.
We shall
Right.
simply write it into the firmament of all living things.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable as all hell. So you want us to shoot the thing that's going to become Jubilex, the new Jubilex. And you're not willing to give us any more information beyond that we will encounter him unless we gas ourselves.
I'm afraid I won't be allowing you to leave at all until I have the satisfaction of that gaze.
Oh. Well. That makes things simpler.
Rocks fall, everybody dies.
Oh, by
Well,
the way,
I already volunteered myself when I didn't know what it was. I don't know.
really quick, out of character. The name of that moon in the boneyard is Grotus.
Yeah, I had looked it up, yeah.
Okay, so we both did the same thing. Alright.
Alright, so I'd already volunteered when I didn't know what it was, so now that I know what it was, and considering the subject, and...
How about we think on this for a minute?
Okay, what's your thoughts?
Thinking about
Hey, Lindell.
Gaius.
I kind of like wave Lindell to
Back
get on my
into the
shoulders so I can
second.
whisper to him. And I whisper to Lindell, can we take him? Or is this one of those eldritch evil things that, like, is beyond all understanding? Do bullet work?
It's not omnipotent, but among its powers includes constant feeble mind effects on everybody who looks at its full form, entropic beam that disintegrate things. Oh, and it can envelop people. And it can envelop people and turn them into Nygoths.
Okay, I'd rather not have to fight that. At all.
Especially not on its own territory.
Yeah, that isn't helping.
Well, even if we could kill it, it doesn't matter. We probably would still be stuck here.
Yeah, so I guess I already volunteered. I'll just go through with it then, I suppose. Things I do.
But it
things I
wants
do.
all of us.
No, I just said one. I'm hoping.
No, it said it's not letting us leave until he's had the satisfaction of chaosing all of us.
Well,
Sure, he
I'm-
said all of us. I'm really hoping he didn't, because if I can just tank this for you guys, I will.
I am not submitting to a geas.
Yeah, see, there's that. I'm hoping he'll be satisfied with just me, and, you know, that'll be that.
You
Also,
can call that
as
you
an
can call that
aside-
stupid evil if you want, but I will not submit to mind control.
No, I understand. No, that's not stupid. That's perfectly. The thing is, the reason I'm offering up myself is A, well, it's the right thing to do, and B, I'm the least troublesome as souls go.
Plus, if I
I'm
die, I just
entirely
pop back
physical,
up,
and my
so-
abilities are limited to the thing I am holding right here. You lot have your weird magic-y, fiddly, woobly, woobly, woobly. I'd rather him not get a hold of that in any way, shape, or form.
Plus, if I die, I pop back up and all my stuff gets dumped next to my body, so I'm not really too concerned about dying fighting him.
Okay, you're not. I am. Right. So to be clear, you want to gas just me then, right? I'll accept your foobly floop. If you let everyone else, go.
I would be satisfied with your geese and that one's oath? And the eye clearly points directly at Fulton.
My
Oath?
Just the promise that you won't try to, say, execute your dwarven friend for carrying out my order.
I'm fair enough in that deal. That sounds like a fair oath.
You want me to swear on my word that I will not execute Garazin for following your gaze?
Yes.
I'd like not to die.
I believe you have a dwarf to gaze first.
Very well.
This is gonna hurt, isn't it?
No, it's just annoying.
Garazin, you remember the prisoner we had a long time back who I made to sit in the cell?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was Gaius.
Oh, that's what that is. Well, that's gonna suck. Alright then. I'm ready. I hold my gun
Now
close.
that we know he's using Gaius, we know he's not a cleric. That totally gives us all the information we need.
Yeah, he's not using Quest.
I hold my gun close and hope it's over quickly. Lie back and think of England.
Where?
Shut up.
Britannia.
Oh, Lord British is a dick.
He won't let anyone into his country. Ready when you are.
Yep, just
You
a
kept trying
second.
to found a religion based on me.
Yeah, seriously. It's fucked up.
What's as fucked up as this ladybug that keeps bothering me?
Yeah.
I'd just kill it, but it's a ladybug. Go away.
Yeah. You can scoop. It's a ladybug. You should be able to scoop it up and take it outside.
I don't have any easy ways outside.
Yeah, alright then.
I live in a blacked out basement.
Ah! Well, my suggestion then is to put it near a plant if you have one. They tend to be okay with that.
Plants are for ladies.
Alright then.
I'm just screwing around with you. I don't have one.
My terms, dwarf, is that you shall kill anyone who attempts, is attempting, or does ever attempt to occupy the former prison of Jubilex, the true death of poison. This curse ends only with yourself.
You're gonna make me sit around and guard the position of true poison death. Just sit there and guard it and shoot anyone who tries for it.
Certainly not, but you will have to take adequate measures.
I'm gonna need a lot of gunpowder. Like a lot of gunpowder. Like a lot of gunpowder.
I assume if we kill him and resurrect him, the geese is done.
I'm really hoping so. That seems fair. I mean, you're the one making these bloody things. I don't have a lot to say. I will point out I don't have any way to, like, travel through planes, so unless you either give me away or something, I'm not going to be able to respond really fast. As fast as planar travel gets, anyway. I mean, unless you just plant me in front of a door and say, shoot anyone who comes through. I mean, like, there's so much I can do, you know? I'll guarantee whatever I'm shooting is dead, but...
Actually, aside and out of character, if we get to a plane I haven't been before, am I able to attune a fork for it for plane shift?
You could. It would cost you 2,500 GP of raw materials.
Okay, good to know. I'm not sure how much money I have, but I'll keep that in mind.
This guy seems agreeable. I'm simply making sure you're aware that what I can do, and...
I am aware of your limitations.
Good, because I don't want your gas smacking me dead because I can't respond within the next 12 seconds of some asshole starting a ritual.
I'm sure that will not be a problem whatsoever.
Alright.
If these terms are acceptable to you, simply wrap your bare hand around my pseudopod.
Way up there. Alright, did anyone pack a ladder? I didn't pack a ladder. I should start packing a ladder.
This is where
Rosen,
no one. Yeah.
roll me a wisdom check.
This is where no one told Garazan the gravity's selective.
Yep.
You look up at the ceiling and turn back to look at your companions and ask for a ladder, and the words are halfway out of your mouth before you realize that you're starting to drift free of the floor and then plummet towards the ceiling. You
Well, this is gonna
land
hurt.
with a... You land with only a mild bump.
Ow. You could have warned me you were changing gravity, you know.
I did no such thing.
Oh. My apologies. Did you say grab that thing? Do I have to grab the eyeball part, or can I just...
With your bare hand.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, boy. Alright then,
It's
hold on.
probably all gooey. Ew.
I know! Hold on, let me get my gloves off. Alright, gloves of dueling, and put them in my belt. Alright, shoulder my gun. Try really hard not to think about what I'm doing. And I'm gonna put my hands on his...
By the way, good character making making deals with evil outer planar entities.
I have to. Someone has to, and I'm willing to put myself forward to do this, because, again, I'm the least likely to cause trouble if I go insane. I mean, yeah, the gun is dangerous, but I'm not gonna tear holes in reality and summon demons from another dimension, or grow 30 feet tall and start blasting things with holy fire. I'm just a guy with a gun. What I can do is very limited if things go bad.
And the
also,
self-sacrifice is very good.
I'm actually thinking I might become the true death of poison.
Okay, well, that'll be an interesting development if it happens. Excuse me while I go, burn my soul for your sake.
That sounds like a nice power set to have.
It might become like Jubilix, though.
As you reach out towards the pseudopod, the eye closes and it grows bumps that slowly form into fingers on a very distressing, fleshy pink hand.
That is not helping.
And it holds itself out to your hand to grasp it in a shake.
Alright. Grasp. Shake firmly. Lie
Your
back and
vision
think of
goes
Britannia.
momentarily black, just for an instant, and all your teammates see this sort of pulse of darkness emanate out from you and fill the chamber briefly before everything returns to normal. And then the pseudopod releases your hand and slithers back into the small crack that it burrowed in the wall, disappears into it, and the voice returns. Excellent. Please do remember your promises to me. I look forward to hearing about your progress.
Yeah. Keep the Lord of... no one can become the Lord Death of Poison. I get it. I'm wringing out my hands, getting a kerchief, and, just cleaning the shit off. And,
I suggest
put my gloves back on.
I suggest you write that down, Skullhat.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Before that voice vanishes,
Oh,
presumably.
I'm not going anywhere. I would like to keep my guests company until you've gone. I get so little good conversation down here.
How hospitable of you.
That's a shame. How do I get down?
Look at the ground, Garazan.
Okay, hold on. Put my gloves on, make sure my gun is secure. Ready myself to fall. Look at the ground.
You look, concentrate, and eventually you fall down back to what you thought was the floor and now is again. And this time you're braced for it.
The less I think about that, the better.
Well, it's a good thing you can't see the future then.
Rosin, you notice that on the palm of your hand is now this intricate...
Both palms, or just one or the other?
The one you shook the pseudopod's hand with.
Yeah. Lefty, then.
It is now covered with an intricate swirling tattoo that moves whenever it's in your peripheral vision.
Wonderful.
Like a nest of snakes constantly writhing over each other, but never when you're looking straight at it.
Fulton will speak up now.
Also, Fulton, Rosin is now pinging as evil.
Entirely?
Brighter at the limbs than at the core, but he's definitely giving off an evil aura now.
Oh, you've been given the aura of evil class feature. Have fun with that.
Not like I would notice or understand it until someone explained it to me, so...
Well, leaving that off for now, Fulton will look up at where the pseudopod last was.
Mm-hmm.
You have my oath that I will not execute Rosin in the attempts or succeeding of carrying out that geas. But I'm sure you're well aware that there is one thing that comes above my word.
And that is?
The word of my lady Ayamede.
Ah, I was hoping you'd mention her. Do give her my regards when you next speak.
In what way do you know her? And if you say you were interstellar lovers or something, I'm not going to believe it. No offense, just I don't.
Ayamede was once mortal.
He used to carry her bags in high school.
That one makes sense. I mean, it was much mortal, huh? So there is a way.
I would presume that it isn't difficult for him to procure information on mortals.
She is one of the 3 gods who ascended to godhood in that way.
I want to say it's Ayamede, Caden Killian, and what, Norgober?
No, the Aroden, the dead one.
Oh, right.
Yeah, one of them was a dwarf who did it for the lulz and somehow survived it.
That sounds about right.
Then there's Caden Killian, the drunk guy who just went in on the bet, and then he won.
And that's, yep, that also sounds about right. Alright then. Any other questions for our host, I suppose? Good thing I wear gloves.
I'm going to kill this thing and absorb its power someday. I'm just thinking that, I'm not saying it.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah. I might question your sanity otherwise.
Who made the deal with you to have us sent through, I'm presuming, your realm?
I was just assuming he was powerful enough to just yank us off whatever path we're currently on.
Sorry, Ian, could you repeat that? I only got half of it.
I've forgotten the exact wording. Oh well. Who made the deal with you to have us sent through your, presumably, realm on our way to wherever it is we're going?
Or did you just, or did you just yank us through sheer force of whatever?
I simply interposed myself along the path you were already going to follow to your destination.
Yeah, so he just,
I hope
just
you
plunked
don't
himself.
mind.
Not terribly, beyond being bound to your will.
I've got one. You have an army of Nygoth, Klipoths at your command. Why don't you have them guard it?
He has that? The fuck you need me for?
I'm afraid certain places are inaccessible to my kind. The temple is inviolate to us for reasons.
Probably important ones.
We did mention Holy Flame.
He did mention Holy Flame, yeah.
Holy flame, Batman.
Oh, so wait, I got the gas and you promised answers.
As I am providing.
Yes, provide this one. The thing you want us to kill right now, the one who's trying for this position of Lord of Poison, I need details, like what he looks like, male, female, when I see him,
He
how
is-
many
His
shots in my...
name.
He's a human man.
Got a name?
I'm afraid he doesn't think he has a name, and therefore no one else does. He was known for some time as the Hermit of Shellen.
Of Shellen?
Okay, I'm gonna roll knowledge local to see if I can pinpoint anyone who might be called that.
I'm just gonna,
I shall do the same.
I'm
Me
gonna
for
roll,
having all knowledges.
knowledge religion on Shellen really quick. Just to justify what I know out of character.
You have fairly complete knowledge of at least the surface level details of Shellen's existence and her worship.
Which mostly, the dangerous thing about Shellen is that she's related to Zon Kuthon.
Indirectly.
Zon Kuthon being the destructor worm.
Zon Kuthon being, god
Zon
of pain.
Kuthon being the god of torture, who used to be Shellen's brother.
And got twisted up into evilness by really, really bad thing.
In this particular setting's case, the thing that really fucked him up was the war between the gods. That was the war over the whole origin of life. The war that ended with Pharasma surrendering her control of it and the creation of Gozra.
Interesting. So this Hermit of Shellen, that's all he goes by. Do I actually know anything about that with my local knowledge? Or Lindahl, either of us?
You don't, but Lindahl is up to date enough on contemporary history that he knows that the Hermit of Shellen was involved in the quest to defeat Jubilex. He some artifact that he kept safe was necessary in order to send the vanquishers of Jubilex out to Shellen's domain, Nirvana, in order to gain her aid.
Oh.
Grumble, grumble.
Do you inform me of any of that, or...
No.
Alright then. I have to ask. If you don't, you don't.
Grazin, I assume you were at least aware of Shellen.
Let's see. Shellen. Not a dwarf god, so no.
Knowing the name exists is a DC 10. You know that Shellen is a god and that she's probably one of the good ones because she's openly worshipped in most elven cities.
Yeah, that's going to be my entire limit of knowledge on that one.
Goddess of beauty, art, music.
Love, as in the physical kind.
My
Oh,
nemesis is
why would a
Shellen,
hermit of her want to be the Lord of Poison?
because death isn't necessarily a bad thing, and having that there and not having somebody in that role causes problems.
Well, death of poison, I mean... That's one of the kind of excessive, unnecessary deaths. We got already like 80 kinds of death. Do you really need that one so bad? I mean, I could deal without things being poisonous. I don't use poison.
That's because you're not a Venus flytrap.
Oh, those
Yeah.
don't need to exist.
Grazin.
Oh,
stop.
who are you to decide what should be in the ecosystem?
Grazin,
Well, I
stop
just
and-
got a guy up here telling me what does and doesn't.
Grazin.
What?
Stop and think for a moment. What happens if every plant or animal that is venomous suddenly stops being?
They do something else?
Snake bites hurt more?
Yeah, I guess snakes get pointier. Bees. I don't know. They technically still stab you, so they keep doing
If that poison was what kept them from being eaten before,
Oh, well, then there's a lot less frogs.
what happens if there's a lot less frogs?
I don't get eaten frogs' legs anymore?
There's a lot more flies. What happens if there's a lot more flies?
Well, the lizards eat better.
The point is, there's a very careful balance
Alright.
Having something removed from it, I don't know what exactly it would do, but it will do something, and likely nothing good.
If all the things that are poisonous that killed flies didn't, the world would be overrun with them in a couple years.
Yes. Something that is also DC 10 knowledge history for you all is that no one anywhere on Hlosterin there have been 0 reports anywhere on Hlosterin of people dying from poison or disease since Jubilex was destroyed.
If it's been 10 years, clearly everything's fine.
Here's a question. Are people still getting sick?
They get sick, but
But
no
they don't
one
die.
dies from it.
So there's people suffering of horrible, horrible illnesses that can't die because of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
some
goes
of-
away.
Many eventually heal.
Eventually.
I sense an anti-paladin enemy coming up. This is the kind of world they'd love to live in.
Well,
Spread diseases that you're not affected by.
I
That
don't have much
can't
of a
kill people
choice.
to everybody.
I just want to know more about this target. Right? This target, this Hermit of Beauty. What kind of power are we talking here? Like moves mountains, or can't even like throw a spear without arms falling off? Like,
I understand he is short one leg.
well, that's okay. Slow. Slow is good. Means you can't get away. Magical in any way? Like, you know, his magic. I pointed like Fulton. Her magic. Pointed she, or wherever the other fella is magic.
He is unimbued, but is loved.
So a lot of followers?
No.
Umbershellen is the goddess of love.
So clerical abilities like him? Like healing and
He
occasionally
is
growing 20 feet tall?
He is unimbued.
So he has no powers. He's as normal as I get.
In estimation.
Is there a purpose to your obscurity, or do you simply enjoy it?
Talking to me or talking to him?
What do you think?
Let us say that I prefer to leave quite fluid the boundary between ignorance and ignorance.
That sure is interesting. How many bullets do you think it's going to take to kill this hermit? Like, if you had to, like, guess.
One.
Just one? Just one. Sure, just one.
Horizon, roll a will save.
Okay. Add 2 if it's a magical effect.
Yep. You speak up, saying exactly that, and only after you finish it did you realize that that voice was in your head, but it didn't sound. It didn't make a sound. That was not the same voice. It was the same voice, but it did not come from the same being. And you begin noticing that it's still whispering underneath. Just one bullet. Should be so easy. You only need to use one. Just one. Just one.
Pardon, Avathos, is there someone else here?
You are all there.
Alright, besides you, do you have any, like, servants around, or other things that are trying to talk to me and use a bullet on something?
In Legion.
Oh, good, yeah. Are any of them trying to tell me to use a bullet? Just tell them to shut the hell up.
I'm afraid no one else is speaking to you right now, dwarf. You'll just have to control those urges on your own.
Huh.
Fulton is taken to staring at the mark on Garazan's hand.
I sit back down uncomfortably. Right. Real quick then. So, what's he look like? Or she? You haven't been clear on that one. Race, gender, general clothing choices. Just so I know who to shoot.
A human man dressed in the most luxurious of torn rags. I believe he is bearded, but not unkemptly so. And he has not seen civilization in as long as you have been a part of it.
Huh. He speak any languages that we understand?
He won't have any trouble understanding you.
Okay, so, human male, a beard, got some torn rags with a hermit of shelling. Do you have any, like, distinctive weaponry, or just hands?
He has a crutch. It is carved of willow.
This person, I have a feeling, is not a conventional threat, Garazan.
I'm aware, but I need to know what I don't want to shoot the wrong person. I really don't want to shoot the wrong person.
You will know him for who he truly is. I anticipate it being a rather unambiguous situation.
Right then. Alright, I have my information all written down neat and tidy. Yeah, I'll do my best.
Out of character, can I get any potential spelling of this thing's name? Or at least what it called itself?
No,
Iathos.
it's on its page. It's a very specific creature.
Iathavos.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't have any actual name, okay.
Well, it does, but
The
it doesn't...
benefits of being a distinct and singular entity.
It's a question that you might know. How long is this thing going to take to actually get us where we're going? Like, how many more jumps, you guess?
I would not care to guess.
More than 10?
Less than a lifetime.
Thank you for your extremely specific answer. Less than my lifetime or his? Those are two very different measurements.
As I said, the line between my ignorance and yours is a realm of such delicious, frothy uncertainty.
You play cards.
I devour whole worlds of cards.
Interesting, but do you play them?
Luck is for lesser beings.
I was just wondering whether or not you were affected by it at all. Well, I've had my questions answered. He doesn't know how long it's going to take us to get there, and I know enough about my target to be satisfied.
Fulton has upgraded from staring at Garazan's hand to giving a deadpan stare to his face.
Well, I got nothing else to ask him. If you want to ask him something, you ask him something. Oh, wait, when I put on gloves, does the tattoo still, like, go through it somehow, or...?
Have you put your gloves on yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna try putting my gloves on.
You put your gloves on. The tattoo is still visible as though it was painted on the surface of your glove.
Yeah, that's gonna be annoying. Hey, Joe. Yeah, not Joe, sorry. Abathos. Is there any way to hide that?
Why would you want to?
Because people like him might stab me for just having it. Point at you-know-who.
Fulton will drum his fingers on the hilt of his sword, but obviously he doesn't mean to do anything with it.
Yeah, and that's, I know you're not. I'm just saying people like him might make an assumption and go for it.
I'm afraid subtlety is not my name.
Yeah, well, there goes that idea. So there's no way to hide it? Cloth, nothing? Or I guess I'll just keep my left hand hidden. Fun.
I'm sure someone could help you remove it.
I need the hand to shoot.
It's always in his pants anyway. Woo!
Fulton's gonna step over close enough to Garazin to shove his gun into his left hand so it's covering the palm.
Well, I'm right-hand I just rolled on this. He's right-handed.
No, I mean, like, you hold the gun with both hands.
Correct. But you hold when you're not in use, you hold it. Well, the picture actually describes it pretty well. You kind of hold it underarm.
Yes,
So,
I know, but I'm saying he could totally just hold it in both hands at all times and have it covering his palm.
But yeah, and I'm hoping that's enough, but occasionally, you know.
Why?
He is asking you to carry your gun left-handed when you're not using it, so as to, conveniently cover the palm of your hand with its stock.
I'll try. I mean, that is more difficult with a culverin than you think it is, but yeah, let's try it. This is not a rifle. It is a literal hand cannon, so...
Yep.
So before it was that Fulton was most likely eventually going to try to kill one member of the party. Now there's two people in the party.
Well, you only need to kill me once. You don't need to keep me dead.
But of course, he's also given his word that he won't do it for reasons of him following the gas.
Yeah, see? You have to find other reasons.
Or, be ordered by his god.
Yep. In which case, fuck my oath. Ah!
I am so glad that I was able to stop by and visit you all on your way.
It's nice meeting you. I'll do the thing, and you're welcome for handling the thing you don't like, Jupaface. On behalf of, mortality as a whole, you're welcome. We're pretty useful like that. Please don't kill us.
Does anyone else have anything they would like to ask of the Ayathavos while you're waiting for the gem to charge and to transit you?
I might ask him what other, if he doesn't play cards, does he play marbles, does he smoke, and other...
I'm fairly
nice
sure
of
if
these.
you follow that line of conversation too far, Fulton will break his oath.
Yeah, I know, I'm just...
Well,
Gorzin's trying very hard to be polite to an
Actually, I
elemental
don't think
creature.
I don't think Fulton would be the first to hit him on that.
No.
well, this isn't related to what's going on, but I've been looking on my own with no luck, so might as well ask an outer planar entity while I have one. Do you know where the one who stopped me in my previous goals is?
Which goals were those?
Fulton
The one
turns
who
a
stopped me
very
from-
curious eye on Lindahl.
The one who stopped me from getting my artifact. If you're watching things, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm afraid my attention has been on my own designs.
Then how long have you been watching us?
Approximately 2 of your weeks.
That's not so long.
Perhaps 3.
When did we take the first job in the Ministry of Adventuring?
From your perspective,
Mhm.
little over a month and a half, maybe. Actually, no, it would be 2 full months now. From your perspective, it's actually only been a month and a half outside.
Right.
What? Where we're going through a time warp?
We were in the
Yes.
the pocket dimension where things went super fast, but everything
Between
was
the
still
previous
slow
two
outside.
sessions, you were in that accelerated time.
Oh, right, that thing.
Yes.
Time bubble.
Hyperbolic time chamber.
More or less.
Better than the hypergolic time chamber.
Oi. Yeah, funny. Well, we have a answer any question it is in the power to answer, and even if the answer isn't clear, it will answer it. So
it says anyway.
I will be watching all of yours work with great interest. As it is, I'm afraid responsibilities are taking me elsewhere. Don't worry about that lock that's over your cell. It will fall before the gem tries to take you anywhere.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, very gracious of you.
Isn't it? Have good lives, without sin, if at all possible.
Smoking count as a sin.
Always.
Damn it.
Fulton just tilts his head like this is nothing. This is no new information.
Damn it, I'll never find that woman.
And although there was never a noise in between it speaking, you all feel like there is less of a presence in your heads after the next minute.
Well, that was horrifying in every possible way. I had to touch it. I really hope the material realm appreciates the shit I go through.
Touching it is not what you should be concerned about.
I'm a physical being in a world filled with non-physical nonsense that involves things that can warp reality by thinking really hard. I like to keep what I know in a nice little bucket that I can focus on and not go crazy.
Garage, let me make something clear to you. Something on the most basic of levels. The moment you came down from touching that thing and receiving its gas, you have been reading as very irrevocably wicked.
But I only did it so we could get going. I don't feel any more wicked.
You mean he wasn't before?
No.
I just took a bullet for you lot so we could get going and not be stuck here with whatever that was.
You
and
did.
You hit me like this.
You did. I'm wondering if it was worth it.
Oh, fuck you.
Alton is
never want to be the
fearing
thrall of
whether
another.
it was worth it. Say fearing, for Grazin might follow you then.
It was this or someone else. I didn't see anyone else volunteering. It was that or nothing.
It was that, or we go down fighting and this thing doesn't have any influence on the material realm.
And then the boneyard gets taken over by Metro Bogger.
Yeah.
Considering the options available to us, I'll take me suffering over that.
It won't just be you suffering.
Okay, us suffering.
It will be the material realm suffering.
Why? Because I got gassed?
Yes.
I hate to break it to you, fella, but I'm not that tough. I'm fairly certain that someone who wants to become Jubilex will succeed at killing me sooner or later and get the job. I'm not exactly a permanent solution. Even just old age will get me eventually.
Not if this person who's trying to become Jubilex is not some powerful spellcaster or anything of the sort that is actually dangerous in the mundane sense to any of us. It is someone
So I'll
trying to
succeed once on one guy, and someone else will pop up for it.
I'm not going to discuss any of this until we're out of this thing's domain.
A very good
Fair
point.
enough.
I am curious. He mentioned the lock.
It's not a mundane lock, so...
I'm concerned that the shell we are in might be that.
Oh.
He said it would be unlocked before
It
the
took us
stone
anywhere.
took us away. There's no reason to lie about that, or else everything he's done to us has been pointless.
More or less, yeah. Though, considering where we are, it all could have just been pointless.
You notice that it seems that about 2/3 of the gem's charge time has elapsed.
Alright, get your hands on it just in case it decides to speed itself up for no reason. Or we start falling. Or something.
Fulton will make sure he's touching the gem, but he's going to be muttering things under his breath. Not curses. Different things.
I'd be just as concerned as ye are, it's just...
He has
Options
too
are
much
limited.
personal experience with curses to fling them so haphazardly.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's just muttering under his breath everything he's memorized of the acts of Mayday.
Gorgon is contemplating, reality mostly.
As she slew Nakorshamond.
Probably gonna retire to a
hut.
hut in the hills. Something solid. Nowhere near the neck. I don't care if it's a sin. I start laying up a pipe. It's hard to do with only one hand, but I work it. I check on the gem.
The king of the Barrowwood plummeted to the ground.
Tat.
That's kind of funny.
That's actually rather hilarious.
He's not strong enough, sorry. You'd probably take him.
You're too close to a demigod already. Sorry.
I mean, if you were still 16th level, maybe.
The problem is if I get up into the high level things, it becomes all cliche stuff like Cthulhu and Lucifer.
Ah.
But
Because they're the
Cthulhu-
high level cliche stuff. I mean, come on.
Does anyone have anything else they would like to attempt or examine before the transit gem whisks you away?
So the Black Prince threw himself upon his sword.
Well, I'm going to take a sample of this dirt and put it in like a container just so I have proof.
So, what happened to the hole in the ceiling?
It's just a thin little hole, no bigger than a snake.
I don't suggest sticking your head through it. I imagine it's like
I have a
unimaginable
snake.
horrors beyond. Okay, fine. Drive your... Actually, technically, your creature's an outsider, so it wouldn't care, would it? Alright, go for that.
Yeah, I want to investigate with a Locker.
Yeah, if he sees the infinite void of insanity that would drive any mortal insane, well, he's not mortal, so whatever.
Yeah, when she starts doing that, Fulton will stop his praying and turn to look at what's going on.
Are you sending a Locker scouting?
Yeah, just to give a peek.
A Locker flies up to the hole in some people's ceiling and inspects it. He immediately complains that it smells terrible out there. There's very little moving air coming through it, but it carries a truly horrific odor upon it.
Constant evil.
Can you move any further?
I'll fit, mistress. But it smells terrible. It smells terrifying.
Bear with it. Go.
I wonder if the
Alakarok
smell of terror
holds
to
his
him
wings
is-
up as tightly as he can around his body and slithers into the crevice. Let's see here. Is Alakarok's token up to date?
I can't see its stats very easily. Should be. He hasn't got a level change and probably won't be for the rest of her career, honestly.
Okay. Okay. He reports that he's slithering through a long crevice. It feels like it was tunneled for quite some distance. Through solid, if somewhat chalky, rock. But he's beginning to hear strange howls and horrible noises up ahead, but no idea how far they are. He thinks he slithered maybe 15 feet through the rock.
How much time looks to be left on our device here?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Let's push him scouting for a few more before she pulls him back.
He slithers forward and reports that he can see light up ahead. Flickering black and red light. Yep, definitely black light. It doesn't make sense, but it is.
She will submit this to the group as well.
My knowledge of the planes is limited.
Let's see if anything in the description might pique her.
I can't see anything yet other than these horrible flickering lights, mistress. Wait. I'm at the rim of the surface. Begins screaming in panic.
If she can, she'll yank him back, but we'll see.
Let's see here. How is your handle animal?
I'm mostly thinking with Maker's Call.
You attempt to summon him back, and you feel the very air around you clamp down on the spot where you thought Alakarok would appear. Okay, I need a will save from Alakarok. You have it?
I can't seem to access... I can move him, but he's not...
Oh, you should have ownership of the tokens.
There we go. Yeah, it just was being weird. I had to... Okay, I got it.
Okay. Okay.
Doesn't he use your saves?
I don't believe...
I believe he uses the better of his or hers only when he's in a certain range. At least that's what I thought the boon was. Okay. Whether he gets a better bonus to that or not, he did pass, and you can hear. Yep. You can hear nothing from him except panicked mumblings and sudden squeals of terror. He seems completely inarticulate.
Well, she'll try to convince them to come back. I guess handle animal as just charisma check, since...
Okay. You're just trying to calm him down and get him rational again.
Hey, at least charisma's your, good thing.
Yeah, well, I still don't roll very well.
Your soothing words seem to have some effect because you can sense him getting closer again.
Yes, come back, my pet. I will protect you. Come.
After a moment, he suddenly bursts out of the crevice in the roof above you and darts immediately for you and disappears underneath your robes, shivering terribly.
Oh! I guess you found something to agree out there.
You can hear a sort of scratching and snuffling echoing from the ceiling above you.
Oh, don't tell me he brought it with him.
Nothing seems to be following him immediately.
If one of those things pokes its head in here, I'm gonna show it this symbol and tell me if you fuck with me, I swear to goodness. Your master's gonna be so goddamn pissed. I'm not good at bluff checks, but I'm gonna try.
And you can, after a few moments of the scratching and scraping, you smell really thick, pungent, sulfurous smell, and a thin stream of some horrible fluid pours in through that crack. And then there's a scream of frustration from a dozen mouths, and then the scratching stops and the scent slowly recedes.
Lovely.
Ain't that pleasant. Is the gym ready to go yet? The less time we spend here, the better.
By your estimation, 6 minutes.
Oh boy.
Time for any last minute preparations, if we have any.
Hard to prepare for something we don't know what's coming, so...
Yeah. Speaking of, did we ever get a confirmation on what plane we're in?
If that Iathavos has not wandered far from home, you are somewhere in the very outermost reaches of the abyss. If it has come a long, long way to interpose itself on your trip, then you're probably merely somewhere in the abyss.
We're probably in the spot where, those things are, which means we're in the deepest, worst part of the abyss. That no one talks about.
Let's just leave.
Leaving's good, yeah.
I have sworn to destroy evil, but I cannot take on the abyss.
Not single-handed, no. You all huddle defensively around the gem as it begins to make its final minute signals. Alakarak trembles under your touch, but it seems to be physically okay. You've never seen his eyes so wide, but physically he's okay. When asked what it is he saw, he just goes back to mumbling and shivering. For the record, he saw a wild Nyagoth.
Well, that's unpleasant in every way possible.
Alright. Last minute, any preparations being made? The status spell is still on.
Well, make sure we have the egg still.
You check your bag, and the egg still seems to be there, although it is definitely slightly larger in your hand than it was when you put it in there.
Actually, Grozin has the egg, right?
More or less, yes.
Yep, yes, sorry.
Fulton is going to take a long look at Grozin's left hand and then hold his hand out for the egg.
I'm sorry to offend you, but I need it for things. See, you want the egg? Hold on. I reach for the egg with my right hand and present it to you with said right hand.
Fulton will take the egg.
There. Apparently we need it, so don't lose it.
I wasn't planning on it. Fulton will put it into one of his belt pouches, because putting it in a handy haversack is a bad idea.
But yes, the egg does feel larger than it was when you last had it on your way out from the university.
That expected?
Well, you'll remember it had gone from chicken egg-sized to large eagle-sized in the time it took you to transport it from the Ecolier vault to the university.
Mm-hmm.
Has it gotten any bigger? Than eagle size, I say.
Not quite that large, no.
Mm. I'm starting to regret having to take this, untested, cobbled together, vaguely directed orb through multiple layers of reality to get somewhere to fight something that we've never seen before. Do they even make enough gold to pay us the value of what we're doing?
It is almost mid-sentence when you open your mouth to say, do they even, when there is an imperceptible shimmering to your surroundings, and you finish the sentence before you even realize that you're no longer sitting in the Red Rock chamber. You're now sitting on a open to the air platform of gray stone. You can see a overcast, but otherwise actually fairly normal and mundane sky above you, and the edge of the roughly octagonal platform is all around you. There's nothing else on the horizon other than the fact that this platform seems to end about 40-50 feet away.
Everyone look at the stone.
You're alright. Where's the stone?
The one you're touching.
It's still there? Last time we warped, it wasn't always necessarily touching us.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't us warping, that was the lock fault.
Oh. Well, alright then.
You look at the transit gem, and it is charging again. It does seem to have discharged.
Oh, so we did go.
Alright, we've gone somewhere.
Somewhere.
Alright,
Very small somewhere.
Then standing up and looking around.
You rise and walk about this platform, as I said, about 80 feet from one side to the other, and it appears to, like, you just look over the edge and you can't see anything beyond it other than sky until you get very close to the edge. As you approach it, you start to develop a little bit of vertigo, because you can see somewhere way below you a vast rocky plain covered in patches of... Well, from here you really have no way of telling whether those are whole forests or single bushes. The parallax is deceptive, and it is a long way down.
Hold on.
Backing away.
You cannot bring yourself to actually lean over the edge of the platform to see how it is sitting in the air.
Hold on. I get out my spyglass and see if I can at least pretend to measure how far I might be down, and whether or not those are bushes versus trees.
You creep to the edge, and look over, and you can just make out enough detail that you can see that those are whole forests. Each of those green specks no bigger than your thumbnail at arm's length away.
We are retardedly high up.
You also can just make out looking over the edge, laying on your belly, you can see that this pillar appears to be a solid, upright shaft that terminates here. And there's something black and fuzzy around the base of this pillar, so far down.
Oh, I know where we are. We're at Kami's tower. Okay, if you see a black genie, don't fight him. He's stronger than he looks.
What if we see a blue one?
Kick his ass. Hard.
Goddamn shafted jokes.
Heh. Well, we're extremely high up. I'm going to guess that black fuzz is either a village or evil ants. I can't tell even with a spyglass. And I'm gonna get away from the edge.
You shuffle away from the edge.
Yeah, each of those green dots is a whole forest. We are so high up as to where we should probably be dead.
How
The air
cold
is-
is it up here?
It's chill but breathable. It's not going to pose much of a problem. Especially not since you still have Endure elements going.
Hmm. Fulton's going to move to where he could best determine the exact center of this is.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very gently hop in place.
You hop in place. Your boots go clang.
Well, normal gravity.
Unless we
look
want to go
around.
heading down there to see what the locals are like, not a lot of point.
Anyone got anything we want to toss off the edge, maybe?
No. That would cause, at this distance, a decently sized crater if it survived the fall.
That's why we throw something like bread.
Well, they wouldn't survive the fall. What's your
We want to
point?
just watch it fall.
It would go down for miles and miles and miles and miles, slowly break apart into nothing, and that's...
You could always just ignore him and throw bread.
Yeah, screw that.
Why
yeah.
are you throwing bread?
Because we need to see if things change as it gets away from where we are.
If it becomes a bird, I'll be impressed.
For all we know, that
No,
can happen.
that would happen if we threw a rock.
Lol.
Or a walnut.
Bowl of cashews just summon a whale, though. Just throw your blasted bread.
Well, that's the funny thing. She doesn't have food on her.
Oh, you'll...
Those rings of sustenance.
Yeah.
Well, anyone who doesn't have a ring of sustenance will have like a few handfuls of field rations.
I have a wayfinder and a clear spindle ion stone.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yep. Telling me Garazan's the only one who eats.
I might be the only one who eats.
Fulton has no time for eating. They must be praying and practicing with swords on going out and being lawful.
I think he just enjoys eating too much to give it up, even if it is an unnecessary thing with magic and all that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the Gorzan
Like,
can never
he's
give it
very
up.
physical. He likes enjoying normal things.
He's never going to let you
surrounded by
down.
this nonsense.
He's never going to run around.
Thank you. I'm glad one person pursued it.
I'm going to eat some bacon while the rest of you do weird magic shit. How's that sound?
Alright, I'm gonna snatch the piece of bacon out and throw it over the edge.
You do that. I'm pushing you. You can fly. It's not a death sentence. It's just rude.
We don't know if we can fly here.
Have you tried?
Do you want to try by being shoved off the edge?
How about just Lindell tries flying right where he is, because he's always flying.
As far as I know, I've been flying this whole time.
Alright, so clearly flying works. Now let me eat my bacon over here.
Pray tell, where is over here?
5 feet further away than the center.
Okay. 5 feet off center. Okay.
I'm just gonna eat some bacon and watch the magic people do magic.
Shinalar, are you swiping a piece of bacon from Garazan?
I'm watching you.
Maybe I should distract him and send a Lockerrock for bacon.
It's my fucking bacon. I'll share if you ask. Start trying to take it.
I'm sure a Lockerrock would gladly go get some bacon as long as he eats some of it. And I'll be right back because I need to use the bathroom.
Right out.
Well, while we're at a lull,
Can...
I'm still looking around for a page.
Right.
maybe a powerful mythic blue dragon. Just because it shares my alignment.
Close enough to your hit die?
Mythic levels are equivalent of a hit die, so it's technically a CR-24.
You want to have a mythic blue
but,
dragon?
The patron. Pardon me. For whatever odd reason, the patron thing actually specifies hit dice, not equivalent CR or character levels, which is odd.
Nothing takes mythic stuff into account unless you're reading the mythic books. It's weird like that.
Yeah. It's like psionics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mythic stuff is already touched by the divine, so that's why I looked that up.
Yep, that would be allowable.
Plus, it'll eventually give me 20 points of resistance to the least common form of energy.
Electricity?
Yep. Well, sonic is the least common, but...
Yeah.
I return.
Good.
Plus, if you think that's not enough, you can always just up the CR of my patron, so it's nice to use a generic thing for that.
Yeah. Not a blue dragon of this, pardon me, description would be sufficient.
Cool.
What's going on?
Oh, just discussing Brad's patron. Sorry, Lindahl's patron.
Yes.
Subtle difference.
I'd be very impressed if Brad had a blue dragon as a patron.
Nah,
Blue dragons are lawful evil, if I remember, and they're
Mine's a gold dragon.
lies.
Yes, I picked blue because it matches my alignment, not because I like blue dragons.
So there doesn't seem to be any activity in the skies around you, but wind howls past gently.
Look
It's
down
rather
at the
Desolate
transit crystal.
place. It seems to be charging, but it is now that some time has passed, it is definitely charging slower.
Well,
Either
that
this thing is
probably
running
means
out of
we're getting
juice.
closer.
Or that. Yeah, either we're getting closer or this thing's running out of juice.
Probably both.
It was
Go
just
to
a
the
one
store.
shot.
We need to get some energizers.
There's probably one down there. After you.
They keep going and going. Well, let's just wait around and hope nothing tries to kill us here.
That sounds good to me.
And hopefully no more monstrously evil outsiders come to make us deals that we can't possibly refuse.
What's the dimensions of this again?
The platform?
Yeah.
It's an octagon, about 80 foot in diameter.
Oh no, something's gonna make us ultimate fight.
Haha. And it appears to be made all of a single slab of stone, or a single natural developed slice of stone. There are no joins or anything in its surface.
Oh, okay. I think she's going to try to make this a little bit more safe. I'm going to make a wall of stone around some of the edge.
Okay.
Maybe create a little shelter, honestly. We're going to be up here for a while.
Why didn't whoever built this put handrails?
Because
I
your
don't think anyone
safety
was
is
supposed to be up
irrelevant.
here. I mean, like, there's nothing here. If there was something here, it's left, so...
Your safety is irrelevant to the majesty of the pillar.
Ha! Also, is there anything above us, out of curiosity? I don't think we've ever checked that. We looked down a lot.
There's
It is
sky.
open sky.
Alright, I was just curious. Maybe it was like a platform for something to land on.
Go land in the sky, Garazan.
I could, but I'm not going to.
Could I get a perception check? A round thereof, from anyone probably. Yeah.
Do you want us going from the question mark map, or... This doesn't really matter, does it?
No, not at the moment. Oh, just a sec. Okay, back. Okay. Those of you who are on the ground begin to notice that there's an odd sensation in the ground, like a very subtle rumble or shake, and it's not a momentary one. You've just noticed it, but it's continuous.
What are the chances that whatever those black specks are trying to chop this down because they don't like the way it just kind of hovers over everything? Actually,
Possible.
another question. What the hell is this thing made of? I flop over and give it a look.
To the touch, it feels like granite or maybe shirt.
I don't have geology on here, so I'll just roll that manually.
Geography.
So that's the manual.
Yeah,
And the other one
feels like granite or maybe shirt.
Well, it's nothing extremely valuable or abnormal for us. Keep in mind, this could be a tree to them.
Just gonna look out at the horizon, because there's certainly more than one tree.
No sign of anything else this tall, anywhere to the horizon, and just eyeballing it, if those are trees down there of the size that you're used to, Garazan can probably estimate that you guys are at least 3 miles above the ground here. Lindahl, you're not familiar with any named planes with any of these properties elicited so far.
I don't like this transit stone.
I don't like it either.
She's gonna pick it up.
Well, don't throw it. We need it.
It provides
Yeah, well,
it provides weight in your hand.
things trembling around on a flat surface and a round object. I think I'm gonna hold it.
Sure.
Fair enough.
I'm going to land on Fulton's shoulder.
Fulton is going to sit.
I'm gonna wish I bought those boots of Tremor Sunscreen if I can tell what the hell's going on.
You guys are casually looking around, just waiting out whatever's happening, when you notice that now you can see the horizon over the edge of the platform. But before, it was below the edge of the platform.
Oh, the platform's shrinking. Or the
Maybe.
planet's
What?
growing.
The platform's shrinking. Really?
Doesn't seem to be any smaller from one side to the other.
You think maybe it's going down? Like it's lowering?
Either that or the ground's getting higher.
Both are equally possible. I don't know.
Rocks rise in a wave and fall. Everybody dies. No.
Ha.
I'm
Well, I
surprised
can't-
this place has a horizon. Most planes
Surprised this
aren't
place
round.
is a giant pillar elevator. Well, I can't do anything about it, so I'm just gonna sit and wait.
The rumbling is getting more distinct.
It might be picking up speed. How about we anchor ourselves?
I'm anchored to fault.
Good for you. I'm also gonna anchor myself to Fulton.
Group
You're the
hug.
heaviest object. What do you want from me? She, get
This is
over
where they
here.
suddenly fall, and they're all hanging on to Fulton, and he drinks a fly potion, and they all keep plummeting.
I can fly normally, and so can Linda also. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and I think I cast Overland Flight 2 planes ago, so I'm actually flying still.
I believe how used I am to the weirdness that I almost reflexively asked, what kind of fly does it turn you into?
It actually turns me into a walk.
Y'all are crazy. Well, I'm as ready as
Good,
I'm
then
gonna
I
be
can
for
make some
whatever's
stir
happening.
fry.
You can see over the edge of the platform, the middle of which you're all huddling in. You can see the horizon beginning to rise quite. Like maybe it's not going faster, but the fact you can see more of the ground means you can see it definitely moving. The platform is definitely dropping towards its base. Assuming the ground is not coming up it. Can't assume anything in this place. Any place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run a knowledge to see at what relative speed we're moving right now.
Yeah, you can't really tell looking out at the horizon. If you got closer to the edge, you might be able to judge better.
I'm not gonna try to fly while this thing's moving down.
Yeah, I'm on that boat. Let's not try and risk anything. I'm just gonna really hope it slows down a bit before we hit the ground. If not, then I'm gonna leap off and fly, so... We'll
And
just have
that's
to
when
see.
we run into my nemesis and she stabs me.
And we all cheer.
So when we run into Varg and we all die.
Yeah, if we run into Var, we're all gonna die.
I need
Something
to
like
kill my
roll initiative. Okay, you lose. Dead.
I need to kill my nemesis at some point, or I won't ever get my 2 inherent points to any skill I want.
Do you really need those?
Yeah, I want to pump them into intelligence and bring that
I think he means
up even
ability
further.
points, not
and he-
skill points.
Yeah, he said skill.
I get an inherent. If I kill my nemesis, I get two inherent points to stack onto any ability to any of my ability scores.
The sky around you begins to get a bit darker, but you notice soon that it's not getting like the sky isn't darkening as though there was sunset, which you now realize you've seen no source of light in the sky. It's just a big empty sky, no sun to be seen. But it's not getting darker out because the sky itself is darkening. It's getting darker because you're starting to descend into an area that's kind of smoky. The scent of it is almost comfortingly familiar, but it's definitely smoke.
Oh no, is somebody cooking people?
Well, now I know it's comfortably familiar to Lindall.
Smells like
Turns
someone
out
having
you're
a
all
pipe
up.
down there.
Turns out you're all just standing on top of one super long granite spaghetti stick. Into the cookpot with you.
Ha.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Look at
Never
their
going to one
fucked
of
up
your
lives.
parties.
We're actually closer to the ground now. I'll take a peek over to see how much closer with my spyglass.
You take a look over, and you realize quite suddenly that all of this smoke is rising from a huge, bustling city below you that this pillar is descending into the middle of. The exact middle of. It's a big city and with several rings of great walls around it.
Huh, that's a big city. Can I make out any creatures that might be down there? I mean, I probably won't notice them unless they're like huge sized, but still.
You're actually you're descending too fast to really get a clean fix on any one position, and well, the further out reaches of the city where you might be stable enough, you're at too low an angle. You're just looking across the tops of buildings.
Alright, I'll roll back to my allies. Well, A, we're going really freaking fast. 2, though, we're heading for civilization. Whether that's hostile or not is up for debate, but it looks like normal civilization. You know, walls, buildings.
You feel yourselves all get distinctly heavier, as though the platform was slowing down now.
And we're getting close to it. Apparently this thing leads to the center?
The real question is, why does this lead to the center?
Because the thing we're following is random and an asshole. At the same time.
Either we're about to be revered as gods or get into a fight. So get on your fighting
I
shit,
really
everybody.
hope it's that first one.
Perhaps they get planar travelers more often?
Could be. Maybe they're used to it and they're hoping that if they put a really high pillar and if it's a monster, it'll just naturally fall off because it's stupid. And if it's something more dangerous, they have time to prepare. So, it could be that.
I wouldn't want monsters falling out of the sky in my city all the time. That's awful.
Well, no, but you could catch them or do something about them as they're falling. And there's no
Did you
guarantee
hear
they'd
what
fall
happened
on
to
your city.
Jim? Did you hear what happened to Jim? Terrorists landed on him again.
Ha! That does sound terribly amusing.
The pillar's now descended far enough that you're below the high rims of the innermost circle of walls of this city. Looked like there were 4 concentric circles of wall in it.
Knowledge
And-
architecture.
The walls, not much detail you could make out, but the walls are hewn of all different colors of material. Who knows what those things are made of, but they seem to be solidly built and are definitely built to protect against things coming from outside them, not inside them.
See, I told you, the things just fall off, they hit the buildings are fine. Occasionally you lose a guy to a falling Tarrasque, but whatever.
Which does let you assume that this does appear to be a fortified city and not, say, a prison. The walls are some couple 100 feet tall and quite thick, but they're also quite distant from where you're descending to.
So, okay, there you go, and looks not welcoming, but it's better than a hellscape.
Time to hide that travel orb.
Yeah, let's pocket that.
You try to push it into a haversack, but it will not pass the aperture.
I'm not gonna put it into like one of those. I mean, like a normal bag, not a extra
Remind
dimensional
me
holding
how
space.
large it is.
Wait, what's
Actually-
going on here?
That's actually bad. I'm gonna check my haversack.
What's going on here? What happened? I had someone come in and try to talk to me.
Well,
here.
it may just because it's a plane. I need to find somewhere to pocket and hide the planar travel device.
Yeah.
So we.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yep,
I'm gonna
the-
see if I can access the things in my robe.
You have no problem reaching into your pocket dimensions and bags and whatnot.
Yeah, this thing just doesn't want to go to a pocket dimension.
Okay, so take the travel whatever and put it in a normal pocket.
Right. How big is it? That's why
It is the size of your head.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I have a mundane pack. Give it here. I have extra dimensional bases for my bullets, but I have a mundane pack. So, come here.
Yeah.
It would
then
be so
we'll
much
have to-
easier if it was the size of my head.
Yeah, it really would.
Yeah, let's hand
Right.
it over then.
Alright,
My
put it in
head's
my
about
pack.
the size of a grape right now.
Alright,
Well,
so
it's
we
charitable
pop
person,
the...
kill it,
Does it
crack
go
about
inside
Windows
my
intelligence.
mundane pack? No
It
problem?
goes into your bag without any issue.
Alright, I'll close that up, make sure it's secure. And,
Everyone make sure to be touching Garazin at all times.
oh yeah, that'll be comfortable.
Pass.
I'm always trying to.
Nice. Alright, what's our excuse for being... Well, we have an excuse for being here. Hey, we're trying to save the multiverse.
Let's
Back
try.
off.
Let's try not to tell them that immediately until we
I don't know
know
if
who
we can
they are.
avoid it, but they're gonna ask.
We
The
got
platform-
shunted here by a thing.
The platform descends below the level of some trees that seem to surround a plaza that it's in, and it finally slows and reaches ground level, and you see that this plaza is occupied. It's almost arranged like a sort of park. There's trees and benches and even a small decorative fountain to one side of you, and it is populated. There are figures all around, just going about their own business. People sitting on some of those benches, people walking past. One
And when you
on-
see people...
Yeah,
One-
what
I'll get there.
species are they?
Oh,
I'll
god
get
damn
there.
it.
I'm rolling a knowledge on it.
He
and
said
people
he'll
passing
get
by
there.
with pushing carts from which the scent of freshly baked bread emits, and there's also one particular figure standing right at the edge of the platform, looking directly at you guys. Now, when I say people, I mean 100% of the figures you can see are bipedal and upright. But that is literally the only thing any of them have in common. Some of them have horns, some of them have tails, some of them have small stubby wings, some of them are dressed as ornately as Lindals, some of them are only covered in apparently a modesty cloth and don't look poor for being so. There's every color of skin, every texture of skin, every shape of head, every combination
height?
of number of arms.
Any
Uh,
variation?
They vary in height from about 3 feet to 7, but
Alright.
they're all humanoid as near as you can tell, but that is all they have in common.
Oh, good. We've gotten back to Freeport.
Ha!
Does she recognize anything?
Are any dwarves around?
Let's
Short
see
bearded
here.
folks should not stand out at all.
Well, as far as recognize, the only thing that catches your attention immediately is that the figure standing at the edge of the platform, carrying a clipboard and looking directly at you guys, is definitely dressed in something that resembles a uniform, and is, as far as his appearance, he looks almost like a small gold dragon would be like if it had normal human legs and stood 5 foot tall.
This reality is making me question everything. I don't like it.
It speaks up, and although you hear a dozen different languages spoken, each of you clearly understand what he's saying. The magical among you immediately recognize a tongue's effect. Hello! I'll tell you first up, that is the highest I've ever seen it go to pick up some incoming travelers. Welcome to Lygus.
Oh boy. G'day.
It
Where?
is day. Good. He looks down, checks a box, looks back up to you.
Yeah. Where and when? I'm more
Interested
used
in-
to outer planes being full of fire and bad shit and confusing shit. So,
Interested in time and used to calamity. Check and check. Good, good.
do you know what a dwarf is?
Concerned about his own height? Check.
No. I should be insulted, but considering where I am, I'll let it slide. No, species.
Ah, familiar with gravity. Check.
Do you...
Garazan.
Okay, real quick. Fulton, remove your helmet.
He's not sure where Garazan's going with this, but Fulton will remove his helmet.
Alright, real quick. What is his species? And I point at Fulton. I'm
Let's
asking
see
you
here.
what his species is.
Multichromatic. Check. I don't have all the data points yet, but it looks like 70% you folk are from the prime material.
That would be correct.
I'm trying to figure out whether or not these folk understand what a species is. Like, the idea of something being intelligent and not necessarily being
Garzan,
the same thing.
I believe they most likely understand more than we would on this subject.
I don't know. This place is weirding me out. I'm 90% sure I'm talking to a gold dragon with human legs.
Let me just
They're
put
like
a
the gargoyles, where they all look like they're from different species, but they're not.
That's what I'm kind of running with here, is what I'm worried about.
I'm just going to put a second check mark next to used to calamity then.
Yeah, put a third one. I've had something recently happen to me that really, yeah.
Indeed.
We
Oh.
are very confused, sir.
Yes, you are. Don't worry. Everyone is when they arrive here for the first time. And it will be the first time, I assure you. This place has a way about itself. Let me just finish filling out the paperwork here. The time is... Check. And, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you will need permits.
Are we counting Alakarak? Never had him counted before for these things.
Is there any reason you would not?
No, I've never encountered anyone ask, I suppose.
Most people on our plane do not even notice him.
Yeah, that.
Oh, is it a dependent life form?
Of a sort.
I just look at she.
He looks down, puts another check mark on his paper.
I mean, I guess he can't exist here without you, so, yeah.
Well, apparently he can see me, so that's great.
Okay, let's see here. Got that all in order. He walks onto the platform, and there's a distinct shimmering to the air as he crosses the threshold. Comes over. Okay. He tears off a piece of paper from the clipboard. This is for you, Mr. G. Dwarf.
Garzan.
That's what I said. This is for you. He holds another one out to Fulton. I'm afraid I only have you down here as an F. Iomade.
Ha!
Fulton will just glance at Garazan's
Wonderful.
maniacal laughter. That will do.
Miss... Sna?
Told you I wasn't the only one.
Shush, Garzan. She
I'm
know
not-
pleasure.
I'm not very used to the periods in an acronym being at the top of the letters, but there you go. And I'm afraid I do not have a permit small enough for one like yourself, Mr. I.S.
I'll hold his.
There you go.
Thank you. Wait, I look at it.
It says here, Let's see here. Registry entry 4013728, Invisible Stalker.
Ah,
Is
Makes
that not
sense.
correct?
Works for me.
Is that correct? I mean, technically, I guess he is one right now. Sort of.
Ah, good.
I try not to question these things, to be honest.
All right. Those are your travel permits. Please do not try to cross any of the city's gates without them. Tourist information is at that end of the park over there, and try not to get into any trouble. The city tends to protect itself from its citizens.
So if I shoot a wall, the wall will punch me?
If you shoot a wall, the street will eat you.
Oh, fair enough.
Very well. Is there any way we could find out what said rules are for our own benefit?
I think that's
Tourist
what tourists-
information.
Yeah, I was
Thank
gonna
you.
guess.
Have a good day. Welcome to Legis, and please hurry off the platform. There might be new incomings any moment.
Alright, fair enough. Thank you for your assistance, and yeah, I'm gonna shuffle off.
Off the platform.
I didn't
Yes.
land in this room before. This is actually kind of pleasant.
You all get off of the platform, and the platform immediately starts ascending back up into the sky.
That is the weirdest way to get people. I mean, I get maybe when you arrive, there's an explosion or something. That's just how this realm works.
Or maybe you're put up a certain distance, signifying distance.
How dangerous
between
you are?
No, signifying the distance between this plane and the plane you came from, considering we may have possibly come from the outer reaches of the abyss.
Yeah, good point.
It would be best to ask these questions on someone that would be knowledgeable.
Like the tourist section. Let's go.
Yes. Oh, and one morning, he
Mm.
shouts as you begin to walk away. One morning, the tourist information board, it tells you all about it, but some people have made the mistake. Please do not try to teleport to the tourist information board. It'll all be explained.
Good to know.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You as well.
I really hate this place.
I imagine you do. Me, I like it. It's not that bad. It gets this or other places that are less nice. So far, this place has been both polite and accommodating.
That bit about teleportation concerns me.
Me too, to be honest. But
I
tourist-
liked the eye with hands more.
I didn't. Let's go see that tourist section. It'll be explained there about this whole rules of teleportation, and hopefully our method of transport will be fine. Let's find out, okay? I start walking. I'm used to walking.
Yeah, in the direction we were pointed to.
More or less, yeah.
I continue riding my faithful steed.
No one around you seems to take any special note of you. You do notice that there is what appears to be there appears to be a perfectly normal kobold playing chess with a. Well, that is most definitely an angel, but he doesn't have the aura that normally accompanies him.
Who's winning?
Roll me an int check.
Okay.
Kobold versus Angel? My money's on Kobold.
There you go.
The angel appears to be winning, but you did just watch the kobold make an illegal move, and the angel didn't catch him on it.
Hey, I shout to the kobold. None of that. That ain't legal.
He doesn't even seem to respond to your shout.
Just like a kobold. Sneaky fuck.
Again, the good character is racist.
I am a dwarf. There's only so much I can do to escape that.
At the edge of this rather pleasant park, you see a small sort of shack built up against the small wall around this park, which is labeled with a sign that it looks like writing, and you know what it says, but the writing keeps on changing.
So
But
it's
is it
just
a love
random
shack?
garbledness?
Pardon?
After you.
Bulletin board of some kind.
Oh, I said nothing important.
Okay, well, I was asking if it's rambled garbledness or it's just changing between like announcements.
It's a single noun, but you know it says tourist information, but the actual letters keep on constantly changing.
Oh. Is there anyone like at the desk or something?
There is not, but there is a whole bunch of flyers and little maps and folded guides and what appears to be flyers for all kinds of services stuck to a postboard.
All right, let's start getting through this stuff. Lindahl, you're the best at this sort of thing, I think. You seem to read more than any being naturally should.
You find, easily enough, a map.
Interesting. It has a hole.
Oh God, we're
God,
It's a small city.
Oh, Jesus. The city isn't very big at all.
We can cross the city in a single stride.
Oh no, we are the Titans.
It is a labeled city of a labeled map of Ligus.
Does it explain what each place is?
It doesn't have any descriptive information about it, other than labeling 7 distinct districts, the center of which being the plaza.
Let's see if we can
labeling...
find some information that actually tells us about these districts. At least we have a name to go off of now. Just
And
knowing where they are isn't much. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
at the edges of the map, it does denote areas outside the city called the Energetic Wilds and the Black Wilds. Other than that, though, it is not a particularly intricately detailed map. All of those white lines seem to be walls of the city, and there is simply a ginormous mess of streets laid out all over inside each of them in no particular order, arrangement, or pattern.
While everyone's looking at things, Fult's gonna step over to open Garazin's pack and check on the travel stone.
Yeah, go ahead.
When can we get out of here?
It is about halfway pinched closed, but is blinking.
I'll touch it.
Was
No
it supposed to
change.
blank like that?
It hasn't yet.
Okay, this place might be locked, so we might need to actually leave the city to leave this plane. That'd be my guess. He did say teleportation was out. Oh, speaking of, where's the rule book? Let's go over that, eh?
Welcome
I want to know in what order I can
It's
start
a
breaking all the
perfect
laws.
place.
There is a notice, like a big wooden board inside this shack
Alright.
that has a number of rules written from top to bottom.
Good, I can start at the bottom and work my way up, but what do they say?
Don't talk about Fight Club.
No, that's at the top.
At the very top, it says respect the city. At the second, it says obey the city. At the third, it says do not leave the city from inside the city.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
At the fourth, it says respect the citizens. And at the fifth, it says really don't leave the city without leaving the city. That last one seems to be scribbled on in chalk, not part of the actual board, but the chalk still twists and mutates to turn into different languages as it goes.
Wait, what? Don't leave the city without leaving the city?
I think it might mean don't leave the city, try and leave the city mundanely. Like if you had some way in, there's some way very specifically to get out that you can only
this
take.
map, are there any gates leading outside?
Besides the
There
old
are no
breach.
clearly labeled gates, no. But
Yeah.
this map does only give, like, it's just a single page that shows this map.
Let's see if we can find some more detail on these like places, and specifically the old breach, because that's obviously very interesting. Or anything that says "How leave city" in bold caps, because I'm sure that's somewhere in here.
You see a rack at the back of the shack that says that says it has a header at the top of it. The Everyman's Guide to Legis.
Oh no, it's one of those universes. You see a two-headed guy who's unusually charming, punch him in the faces. Both faces at the same time, hard as you can. Anyway, I'm gonna go get one.
You go and pick a one of the pamphlets. Seems to be a thick booklet. Open it up to the first page, and immediately a voice starts ringing out of it.
Ah!
Hello! Hopefully you have made it to the city in one piece, in which case, welcome! I can guide you to
book.
any of the sights, sounds, and wonders of the city of Legis to you, for merely a half favor per tip.
What is a half favor?
I'm glad you asked. Here in Legis, there is nothing so rare that it is worth trading for, so the only currency that exists is information and favors.
That actually makes sense. Wait, are you saying that I could just have gold at any given point? It's worth nothing here. You could just pile me with gold.
Well, it's nothing physical is worth so much that it would be worth trading for. I believe most planes are familiar with the barter system, and here in Legis, it is the only system. And the greatest system.
Okay, wonderful.
How do we give favors to...
How do I give favors to a book?
Yes.
I am not a book. I am a mouthpiece to your tour guide.
Oh. Is it so wrong to want to meet in person?
I'm afraid my business keeps me in motion throughout the city, but you can ask me for advice anytime.
Alright. Alright. Well, folks, any ideas? I mean, I have lots of thoughts and things I need answered. Problem is, that means favors, and, Lindahl already discussed what that means.
It depends on what sort of information they require. If they don't
would
have
like to
information
know how
about
to
our
leave.
plane, we could part with a lot of information. It costs us very little.
Actually, I have a thought. This one's actually worth whatever he's going to ask. Tour guide. We have an object on our person. We're using it basically hop between planes to get somewhere. Would that work here? Like, will it just keep it, like, it's going to go off in, let's say, an hour. Would we just be able to go?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Alright. We have an object that we are using to hop between planes. That's how we got here. Will it still function here? Because this is not a destination where we've got other planes to be.
Ah! Fortunately, you have asked for one of the free favors that are given to all newcomers to our grand city.
Oh, thank goodness.
All means of short-range teleportation still work perfectly fine within the city, so long as it is within the city's legal precepts and desires. However, any attempt to transit further shall be met with sorrow.
Great, we're gonna have to kick this city's ass to leave.
God, so we're now in a hostile, living city that doesn't want anyone to ever leave. Is that...
Have
No,
you any
hold on.
magical training to yourself?
Magical what?
Training to yourself, good sir.
No, but I got here. Phone.
I do.
Well, you're too small. Here, I'll hold it for you. You just, here. Yeah, he does. A fella in front of you, if you can see. Well, you can probably hear him. Just talk to him.
Hello.
You may safely employ any of your door-like transits, whether they be through dimensions, or passing through doors you erect yourself, or even portals that go within the city from one place to another within the same district. But any means of teleportation beyond the district walls will not terminate outside the district walls.
Lame.
Then how does someone leave this place?
Simply make your way to the outer reaches and throw yourself on the mercy of the horrible beasts that live outside.
That sounds fine to me.
I could live with that,
Well,
honestly. If I
At least we can leave.
Sort of.
Yeah, let's go do that.
You will need a license in order to inflict yourself
Son
upon the
of a
horrible
bitch.
beasts that live outside.
How do
you
we
acquire
get the
one?
license?
I'm afraid that will cost a half favor.
Well, we need to know, fellas. So
Okay, get your sucking lips ready, Fulton.
what's...
Oh God.
So, Fulton is the prettiest. Anyway, yeah.
He is not.
You are too.
Fulton is still a half-orc.
And that makes you less pretty somehow, and you call me racist.
If
You're the
we're
most
going down
attractive
this-
half-orc I've
We're
ever
going down this train of thought. I feel I should point out that Garazan is already the right height.
I'll point out I'm also a dwarf, have a beard, and a charisma of 8. I'm not doing shit.
They might
shit.
like that here.
I don't think they do.
Low charisma doesn't mean ugly.
No, low charisma just means I'm gonna bite your dick off. Now then.
No, I think that's more of an intelligence thing.
It depends. Alright, okay. I think it's worth a half favor to ask this because it is important to know how do we acquire that particular kind of license to hurl ourselves to the beasts?
How exactly do you give a half favor?
I don't know.
Every favor rendered to my owner can be accounted for 2 questions about the city or any of its services.
Oh, I see. I get it. So you get 2 questions per favor. Half favor is just kind of a currency thing. So they do technically have currency, but weird currency.
Allow them to owe the favor to me.
Alright, if you're willing. Chandelier, I'll just twist you talk to him.
So then, how do we acquire a license?
The booklet in Garazan's hand does not seem to notice or respond to you.
You hold it.
Fine, I'll take it.
Hello!
Hello. As we were speaking before, with my friend, how do we acquire a license to be able to leave the city?
This will cost 1 half favor, do you agree?
Agreed.
Very well. You will find that in Rag District there is a office where you can purchase licenses to perform work for the city. I shall give you direct directions on page 2. And a small bookmark sort of worms its way out the side of the pamphlet.
This is the weirdest magic I've ever seen.
I hate this place.
Why? Seems helpful. Does helpfulness cause you physical pain?
I think Saccharin does.
Fair enough.
This place is not
It doesn't seem
going.
saccharine, though. It seems just more like creepy, control-y, secret sinister to me. Like Big Brother's always watching kind of thing. Or in this case, Big City.
My big brother's dead.
Now, you never really had a controlling figure in your life, have you? Fair enough. Point being, well, we know where to go. I mean, I vote we go.
Yeah, I'll hold on to this. Let's go check the district.
Yeah, it's this. For whatever reason, they're spelling it backwards, so I'm just going to roll with it.
Alright, that is probably a good place to cut off for now.
This is the strangest dimension.
And now, retroactively, at some point, a mythic blue dragon has talked to me and become my patron.
He's probably in the city just hanging the fuck out. I mean, if
that's
nothing, if to them, if everything is valueless, save favors. I mean,
That would have happened before I got my feet.
oh, well, you figure that out.
Yeah, we'll definitely have it be something you did during the weeks of waiting and preparation. Because you do not want to try and do it while you're in God knows where. You're getting the distinct impression that this is an outer plane, but it's not one of the big ones.
Yeah, I got that feeling. It's not familiar in any way, shape, or form to my
And in many
knowledge.
ways, that means
of
she
character.
actually loves this place and wants to find out a lot.
I might retire here.
I'm not getting a fork for this place.
The unkindest cut of all.
Actually, maybe
now
I
I just imagine like wizards do reviews of planes, and like they review each plane they go to, and just one of them is the plane of this magical city, review by Lindahl,
Actually,
also known as.
Actually, I should get a fork for this place so I can send people here.
To confuse the shit out of them.
I have a question about that. So, since I've been to these places, can I just gate here?
I don't know how a gate works.
Because gate doesn't require a fork.
Maybe.
I mean, theoretically, you could try it at some point and when we get out, and maybe it'll squish you into paste if you try to go through.
Well, I'd assume I'd end up on the frickin' pillar again.
If I remember right, it does have a note about there we go. As a mode of planar travel, a gate spell functions much like a plane shift spell. Let's see here. Except the gate opens precisely at the point you desire. I actually would have expected it to call out needing the I thought it was going to call out needing the same material components as a plane shift, but no, it doesn't.
Yeah,
I guess
on the flip side, the deities and other beings can just shut it down before you get through.
Well, it is a level 9 spell.
Yeah, that's where I was about to go. The cost is the fact it costs 2 spell slots higher.
Plus,
Well, for a
using
wizard.
gate as a mode of planar travel is also crappy.
Well, I'm mostly looking at it because I can use my summon monster charges for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be an interesting way to get us certain places, yeah.
Which is yet more proof of how ridiculous the summoner class gets at high levels.
Heh. I'm gonna just tear holes in reality casually.
I summon 13 times D3 plus 4 high angels to my side, and then I gate everyone home.
Yay.
Do I have enough magic? Do I have enough money to make a fork for this place?
On you? I don't know.
If you want to make a fork, I quoted you 1/4 of the sale price as the material components cost, and there is absolutely nothing stopping you from selling it for full price because they're just that rare.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't know how much money I have.
Technically, on this place, you can't use money anyway.
Well, yeah, but it's a meta cost.
Yeah.
Yes, 2,500 GP worth.
Do you know offhand how much money I have right now?
How much? 2,500?
Oh, let's see here.
Sorry, I completely spaced out there for a
You
minute.
have 1,402, I believe.
I will make 2 of the forks so I can sell one. If we have time, I will make one.
Yeah, we might have time. It depends on how long the process takes to get a job here. I can't believe we're getting a job in a living city.
Well, we're just going over to the license place.
I can't believe we have to have a
as a
license to
waitress.
throw oneself to the beasts. Is it like a suicide license, I guess?
But yeah, I'm going to make 2 forks of this so I can sell one, and so I can keep on me to send my worst enemies here.
I mean, you joked about it, but I am starting to get like Attack on Titan vibes.
I am, a little bit, yeah. License
No.
to go kill yourself. That still sounds weird to me.
Normally, I like to Normally I like to send my enemies to the positive energy plane, but this place would be a lot more annoying.
Where they heal up, and then, well, once they reach, what is it, temp HP equal to their normal amount of HP, they have to make a DC 20 fort save every round, or else explode Tetsuo style.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
And
better
I
than
think
the
I'll,
negative energy plane, because you can just walk around there. It's just
Yeah.
filled with undead.
filled to the brim. You remember when I sent you guys there for 2 minutes,
Tyrannosauruses.
yes?
For no reason, just Tyrannosauruses. This is...
Yep. I got forks for positive, negative, and fire, I think, right now.
Is it bad that now I want to go there, summon my own Tyrannosaurus, and have it fight a skeletal Tyrannosaurus?
Oh, sorry. I have positive, negative, water, and fire right now, so I've got lots of good ways to fuck with people.
Yep.
And now you have the fork of whatever the hell this place is. We should ask.
Legus.
Legus. Yeah, Legus.
Or at least that's
Fork.
what they called the city.
Well, it might as well be the plane at this point.
But it's never Lupus.
And I think
I wonder if
actually forgot
anyone's
to...
noticed how unsubtle I am yet.
Hmm?
If you're referencing something, the closest we've come
Oh,
to is Attack
Sigil?
on Titan.
There we go.
Yeah.
What?
Sigil is the that's like the original multiplanar hub, right?
The good old Greyhawk and Forgotten Realms multiplayer hub.
If you look up the chat, that is the first joke I made when we got here.
Is it?
I missed that.
Wombat Kid worships the Lady of Pain.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
I
that
didn't make
realm.
the connection. Good,
Well, I
good
have
job.
not-
Good job.
I have not dealt with that. That's wow, that is old.
I've dealt with Sigil maybe once.
I've dealt with Sigil because I played Planescape Torment, and that game's amazing. The whole game takes place in that city.
Yeah, there's a few games like that.
Yeah, well, in this
Play-
case, that city is the inside of a impenetrable torus floating at the top of the Outlands plane, I think it's called.
Yeah, the Sigil connects all of the outer planes. And it connects to the inner planes too, because any doorway in Sigil can be a passage to anywhere, potentially.
Yep.
In Planescape Torment, one of the first people you encounter is somebody who's too scared to go through any doorway because they accidentally walked there from the Prime Material plane one day.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm going to tootle off. This was fun.
Oh, and dudes from Sigil appear in Baldur's Gate too.
Alright, I will
Doom,
see you
death, and
all
destruction.
next week for Doom, Death, and Destruction.
You're
Although
all
that time at
doomed.
the hand of pulsars and heavy flamers, not at the hands of friendly dragon folk.
Burninate.
And
I don't know, I'll find a way to have Dragonfolk in there to kill you if you want.
You know, the next time we get into combat, I'm just gonna put my gun right into someone's face so I can't miss them anymore.
I
I hope
totally
you
you'll
enjoy
miss.
melee combat and losing.
just make sure it's not my face, and I'm happy.
I totally
I'll
hope
use
my-
your face as cover.